We turn now to a new book investigating opportunity zones, a measure tucked into the 2017 Trump tax cuts that Republicans have championed as a signature accomplishment in bringing investment to low-income and largely black communities. But in his new book, Only the Rich Can Play: How Washington Works in the New Gilded Age, author David Wessel dives into how these opportunity zones have in large part become a way for the wealthy and well-connected to get a tax break. David Wessel, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Pleasure.
So these opportunity zones, also known as OZs, were sold as a way to spur investment in low-income areas by incentivizing the wealthy to put money into projects in these areas, while at the same time getting tax breaks and a break on capital gains. But talk about where much of this money is going and what kind of projects are actually being developed.
Well, we know that there are 8,764 opportunity zones, basically census tracts across the country where wealthy investors can get a capital gains tax break if they invest in any project, basically any project there. We don't know a lot about where the money's going because the reporting requirement was stripped out of the bill as it went through the Senate. But there is one good study from the Joint Committee on Taxation of Congress, and they found that 84% of the opportunity zones got no money whatsoever, and half the money went to the best off 1% of zones.
And Sean Parker, the Silicon Valley billionaire who founded Napster and was an early investor in Facebook, developed the idea of opportunity zones and helped push it through Congress. Just quickly explain how he did that and why opportunity zones didn't get much scrutiny at all as part of the 2017 tax bill.
He funded a small think tank in Washington, the Economic Innovation Group, that very skillfully laid the groundwork for this by creating the case that we have a lot of geographic inequality in the U.S., some places doing poorly, others doing well. He enlisted Tim Scott, the Republican senator from South Carolina, and Tim Scott was instrumental in shaping the 2017 tax bill, and he got it put into the Senate version of that bill without any hearings, without much scrutiny.
And many people have heard the expression, hate the game, not the players. You write in your book, blame the game, not the players. So do you see these opportunity zones as well-meaning policy gone wrong, or was this designed in a way that it was always meant to primarily benefit the wealthy rather than low-income communities?
No, I actually think Sean Parker and the Economic Innovation Group wanted to do a good thing, but I think they were naive and arrogant. Naive that they underestimated just how aggressive the tax avoidance industry is, the lawyers and accountants and wealth managers who spend their lives trying to save rich people money on their taxes. And they were naive in that they somehow acted as if every rich investor, every real estate investor is interested in social impact.
What do you say to someone like, you just mentioned him a little while ago, but Republican Senator Tim Scott, who, of course, has been a major advocate of these opportunity zones and stands by the idea that they are spurring valuable investment. And you write about places like Erie, Pennsylvania, where the investments have helped the community. So are there benefits that residents of low-income areas are seeing in some cases?
Absolutely. Look, the point of opportunity zones is that they can be used for the desired purpose, and they are. You mentioned downtown Erie, Pennsylvania. There's a very creative guy in South LA, Compton, Watts, places like that, named Martin Wodo, who's using opportunity zone money to supercharge his efforts to create affordable housing. But the problem is there is no requirement that that be done. So I visited a bad block in Baltimore where a guy is raising money to basically rebuild some bombed-out buildings. He got $1.5 million worth of opportunity zone money. Yet in downtown Portland, Oregon, there's a Ritz-Carlton condo and hotel complex going up with opportunity zone money where $1.5 million doesn't even buy you one condo. So the problem is there was nothing to require the money to go for the desired purpose. And I believe, although we have very skimpy data, that it is not going to the desired purpose.
And Sean Parker told you, and I want to quote here, with hindsight, we can see where some of those holes are and where they should be tightened up. So what can be done to change how these opportunity zones work so that more benefits actually do go to low-income and minority communities and the rich aren't primarily using it just for a tax break or to fund projects that they were already planning on doing anyway?
Right. So I think Sean Parker looks at this as opportunity zones 1.0, just like software 1.0, and he was hoping to come up with improvements, but Congress has been able to do that. Well, you could recast the zones, get rid of the zones that shouldn't have been picked in the first place. You could limit the projects for which opportunity zone money is available. For instance, it's ridiculous that you can build a self-storage facility. There's a small industry doing this, which doesn't create any jobs. And then that we should have better reporting for sure, so we can do good scholarship whether they're really working. And then there's a debate about whether we should ask opportunity funds to be certified by the Treasury. The way the law was written, because Parker and his allies were so allergic to government oversight, there's no Treasury oversight. So there are some congressmen who are proposing, for instance, that the Treasury have to sign off on when you create an opportunity fund so it'll go to the desired purpose.
Very interesting stuff there, David Wessel. We thank you so much for joining us. And you can buy Only the Rich Can Play: How Washington Works in the New Gilded Age wherever books are sold. And happy holidays to you.
Same to you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.